I've tried to see things in detail, whether it's out in space or whether it's very small. And I've been lucky that I've developed all this for NASA.
Vision presents Dr. Bob Nathan, a senior scientist from Caltech. He's now focused on studying the aging process and unlocking the secrets of human immortality.
Why aren't we curing all these diseases? And it seems as if more and more focus has now been moving into the health research area. It's been very frustrating for the first 40, 50 years that I've been trying to do this, and it's only within the last 10 years or so that things have started to change, mostly because we've got the genome. We've started to focus on stem cells, because we have the same genes that we're born with and we are old with. So why do we get old? Well, there's other things that are coming in from the outside, epigenetically, outside the gene, which is controlling what's going on. And we need to find out just what those mechanisms are, and I think we're very close to it. A lot of these diseases, cancer, heart, the diabetes, Alzheimer's, are what you call age-related diseases. So if we can reverse aging, do we stop the body from turning into an aging condition which brings these diseases out? So you get 2 for 1. There are some animals that we've modified, yeast cells, nematodes, little roundworms. We've been able to modify them genetically and increase their lifespans by a factor of 10. Recently, we've been able to increase the lifespan of a mouse, a mammal, by a factor of 2. There's a single gene change in the mouse. You get what's called a mighty mouse. It just can't stop running. It just is essentially twice as long as its brethren that don't have the genetic change. If we can do that for a mammal, all right, how can we move that over to the human? They've tied 2 mice together that were clones of each other, but one was much, much older than the other, and they tied them together through their bloodstream. So they shared the blood. The older mouse got younger, the younger mouse got older. There's something in the blood which controls, and it was shared equally between them, driving him to some point in the middle. We've been so clean in first world countries. When you compare it to going to a third world country where just walking in the dirt, walking in the muddy water gives you ringworm and infects your body, we have an immune system that's designed to fight that. And it gets worn out when it does that. So it's no longer as able to fight other things. In our society, we've ended up that we are not exposed to these things. And so we have an immune system which is ready to jump on anything. And what it does is it jumps on us. It attacks our own body. And that's the primary cause for autoimmune diseases, that we end up with an extremely powerful immune system that doesn't know when to stop. Yeah, we don't have to wait for a genetic control. We can do it ourselves. Get away from the sugars. That's the biggest killer in our whole social structure. We're worried about cigarettes and everything else. No, it's the sugar that's killing us. The vitamins, vitamin D has been getting a lot of press recently for reversing a lot of disease phenomena. It's almost like snake oil. It'll cure everything. So, but too much can hurt you. All of these things have to be looked at in moderation. So that's critical to all of these things. Curry, which is Indian, and that very much, it's supposed to cut down the potential for cancer by a factor of 2 or 3. It's supposed to be, it's a very powerful antioxidant. There are other, I don't know, ginseng, things like that, have not proven particularly useful. So that there's a mix. We still have a fight between our pharmaceutical industry looking at things which they can't patent. So if it's something which is already natural, they tend not to use it as a starting point. But they should take the best of everything and learn more about what's going on from the Eastern medicine. They've been at it thousands of years. You end up fixing one thing and it ends up making something else worse, so you have to, and the body has evolved to take the best balance between these things. Folic acid. When the book was written by Roizen just 3 years ago, he said, take all you want. Now we're finding out that too much folic acid will cause colon cancer, what was intended to cure. So we just keep learning, contradicting, going in a new direction, and again, keep up with the latest changes. Today's medicine is tomorrow's poison. Very quickly. My feeling is that without even trying, that we will get there easily within 50 years. That's just not quite soon enough for me, and I want to be within a decade. So if I can keep adding years, fine. But we have to face the problem. What are you going to do if everybody's alive? It's going to be a serious stress on resources, and we have to find solutions. The answer is obviously population control. Well, is staying alive in conflict with population control? We have to find answers. If you notice, a lot of our cars, a significant percentage are being made by robots. More and more robots will be taking over what we call the mundane things that used to occupy the majority of people. We will be freed up to do creative things, and we will have the robots doing all the work. Presumably we'll have infinite amount of energy through solar or nuclear, so that we'll still have a significant number of people around. But those are the problems I'd like to get involved with. What is the possibility of us finding life on another planet? One of the factors is extinction. We all get to the point where we blow ourselves up, and civilization does not last too long. It only takes one idiot now to blow up the world. We didn't even have that power a couple decades ago. So you're very correct. We have to learn how to understand human behavior and see what it is that causes us to go awry. So that's another good problem to work on.